Medical Tourism Corporation clients Ronnie and Sean from Atlanta, Georgia, share about their India surrogacy journey. This is a 3-part video series.
After we found out the surrogate was pregnant, we immediately made contact with the US Consulate's office in India to determine what we would need to get the babies back to the United States. So basically they sent us everything, all the documentation that we would need. They told us what we needed to bring to India, so we began gathering that information early on, just in case the babies came early. We would have that information prepared and ready to go to India. We stayed in contact with the consulate per their request, because the rules do change periodically, and so if it was something that wasn't required, then if it changed, then we needed to know that. So we kept in constant contact with the consulate just to make sure that everything was still updated. We received a phone call on September 22nd that our babies were born. We flew to Mumbai. I would say a day and a half later we flew to Mumbai, and we arrived in Mumbai and went immediately to the hospital. I believe we arrived at the hospital about 1 o'clock in the morning, and we're still allowed to come in and see our babies and spend time with our babies there. The hospital allowed us to check into a room until the babies were released from the hospital. The hospital was very clean. It was, state-of-the-art hospital. The individuals there were very friendly. She was very concerned about our babies and making sure that they were, they had the, care that they needed. They were premature babies, and so they needed a little extra TLC, and she made sure that they got it. We were in India for 2 weeks and 2 days. We really were okayed to leave after 2 weeks and after we were okay to leave after a week and 6 days. However, we weren't prepared to leave so soon. However, it took us 2 to 3 more days to get a flight out of India. And so altogether we were in India for 2 weeks and 2 days. We received our birth certificates from our Indian birth certificates from the hospital probably 5 days after the babies were born, and we went immediately to the US Consulate. After obtaining the birth certificates from the hospital in India, we had our appointment with the US Consulate's office. We received our passports literally the same day, and were able to get the visa the very next day, and we were cleared to leave India. The babies are doing well. Shiloh was 5 pounds 15 ounces when she was born. Ronnie the third was 3 pounds 12 ounces when he was born. They are now very healthy babies. Ronnie's now weighing 8 pounds, almost 8.5 pounds. Shiloh is weighing almost 10 pounds, and we're about 11 weeks later. So they're doing very well. Life for our family has changed significantly for the good. We are just overwhelmed each day by the miracle that God has performed by blessing us with not 1 but 2 babies, a girl and a boy baby. So we're just thankful to God for giving us 2 beautiful gifts. I would encourage anyone that is considering surrogacy, that's considering IVF, that's considering any type of reproductive assistance, to definitely contact Medical Tourism. I highly recommend the clinic that I used in Mumbai. And, I did it, and everything worked out well for us. This was the first IVF cycle that I had, and it was a success. So I highly recommend and strongly encourage anyone that's considering it to follow your dreams to become happy parents.
Medical Tourism Corporation facilitates affordable medical and dental treatment at world-class international hospitals and clinics. Fill out the estimate request form on our site, medicaltourismco.com, for a free quote and more information.